Tentarelli with us, Chief Technical Strategist, Blue Chip Daily Trend Report, standing by to talk more about the action. What are you seeing here? How do you interpret the market action today?
Nicole, great to see you. I think the market is in a little bit of a wait-and-see phase. We've got Nvidia's earnings after the close today. That's obviously going to be a very big market driver, not just for tech, but also for the AI-related stocks like infrastructure, nuclear power, things like that. Also, we've got the jobless claims tomorrow. We've got the PCE report on Friday. So I think this is the quiet before the activity picks up over the next 48 hours.
So in the meantime, look, Nvidia, how positive are you on a name like Nvidia?
Technically, I'm very bullish on the stock, but the thing with earnings, we never know exactly what they're going to report, and we never know how the market's going to react. So technically, the chart is set up very well. Nvidia has a very good record of beating earnings and raising guidance, but charts really cannot predict the earnings reaction. So I'm bullish on Nvidia. I've been in the stock for a while, and we'll wait to see what they report today.
And what do you think about the fact that the S&P 500 has hit a record intraday high today?
I think that's great. So the S&P 500 breadth has been broadening out over the past 30 days or so. The advanced decline line just made a new all-time high, so that shows that breadth is broadening out. And you're seeing sectors that were laggards before. Home construction's improving. Regional banks are breaking out. The big banks and brokers are breaking out. Aerospace and defense is breaking out. Small caps are breaking out. So you're seeing the market really starting to broaden out, which is a bullish signal.
And in the meantime, what kind of stock picks do you have for us? I know Corning is in there. Tell me a little bit about some of the picks and why you choose the ones you choose.
So you know me, I always look for strong stocks in strong sectors, and I want to see technical uptrends. So Corning is a leader in technology. It's breaking out to new highs as we speak. Over the past few days, they just got a $2.5 billion investment from Apple to make the glasses for iPhones and for Apple Watches to make the glass covers. Very bullish chart, breaking out. Any stock that's breaking out right now with the S&P 500 should be considered a technical leader, and you can see that Corning chart is very strong, and it's been strong after their earnings report.
And then we talked a little bit about Nvidia already. How about Newmont Corp?
So Newmont is in the gold mining sector. They're the largest gold miner in the markets. They're the only gold miner in the S&P 500. It's a very bullish chart. You can see that it's breaking out to multi-year highs. And Newmont is a little bit of a weak dollar play. It's also an interest rate trade, and it's a very strong chart that's finally starting to catch up. Gold made new all-time highs a few months ago. The gold miners were a little bit of a laggard, but now they've started to lead and break out.
And then what about the home builders? We've been talking about all things about mortgage apps, about pricing and such. How do you think the home builders could do going forward? You like the ETF?
I do. I like the ETF. I like some of the individual home builders as well. But what you'll see with the ETF, it's in a very strong uptrend, especially over the past 30 to 45 days. And the market has moved into these home builders ahead of the expected interest rate cut. So last week, when Powell flipped dovish in that press conference that he had, the home builders were up about 4 or 5% on the day. So this is a group that should outperform if we get that rate cut in September.
And then also, I think about RTX, and we've been talking a lot about the defense companies because the Trump administration has been looking at this group very closely this week. Your thoughts on a name like RTX?
Now, keep in mind, defense was bullish even before this week. So RTX is one of my favorite stocks and one of our favorite sectors year to date, which is aerospace and defense. It's got bullish technicals. There's bullish fundamental tailwinds behind the stock. And RTX is a key player in the Golden Dome missile defense system. So they're really in the sweet spot of this focus on defense.
And what about the other aerospace and defense names? I mean, they talk about taking a stake in these names and such. Do you like them all?
There's quite a few that I like. GE Aerospace is very strong. Northrop Grumman is near a breakout. General Dynamics is near a breakout. So it's a very strong group overall. Boeing looks like it wants to break out. I don't know that the government taking a stake stake in these companies is anything that I would really factor into it. I'm not sure how the government owning a piece of the companies would impact it in either direction. But if you look at these charts like GE Aerospace, these have been leaders all year. And even with all the volatility that we've seen with sector rotation, is the Fed going to cut in September or are they not? These aerospace and defense stocks have been strong in either market condition.
And at this point now, when you think about the Fed, first of all, the Lisa Cook story, what do you think happens there? And what do you think the Fed really does in September and the rest of the year?
So two separate things. I think the Lisa Cook story is a non-event as far as the markets go. It's really outside of the purview of the markets. But I think that the Fed is going to cut in September, and that's a change for me because I have been in the camp most of the year that the Fed does not need to cut because the inflation data doesn't support it. Inflation's been hot. It's going in the wrong direction. We're still above the Fed target. But with that being said, Powell threw, I think, everybody a curveball last week. I think a lot of people remember 2022 hawkish Jerome Powell, who really put the ice water on the party back then. And I went into Friday expecting that he was going to put the brakes on the rate cut talk. And instead of that, he really flipped dovish. And I would be very surprised to see him go as dovish as he was last Friday and then not deliver a rate cut in September.
All right, Larry Tentarelli, Chief Technical Strategist, Blue Chip Daily Trend Report. Great to see you. Thank you for all those names, too. Always nice to chat with you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to Blue Chip Daily, one of the industry's premier sources for high-level daily technical and trend analysis. Blue Chip Daily is ideal for both investors and traders of all time frames who want to be on the right side of major market moves and trends. We focus on over 750 large cap stocks, all major stock indices, over 70 exchange-traded funds, bonds, oil, gold, and Bitcoin. Sign up now for Blue Chip Daily, and you will get access to real-time portfolio alerts, premium Twitter page with intraday alerts and commentary, the chart of the day with best idea, daily video and report, and much more at www.bluechipdaily.com. Subscribe to the Blue Chip Daily YouTube channel for more technical and trend analysis videos and other content.